Alright, so we're going to install a front wheel with a new tire on a BMW K1600. So first thing we want to do is clean off that front axle and put a light coat of grease on it. So I'm just using regular marine grease. It helps repel water and it'll last an eternity on that axle. So I take a little bit of marine grease and I put it in the wheel seal. That'll help keep the water out of your wheel bearings. Then we just lift the wheel up into place. On the right hand side, we want to push that little spacer through the fork and into the wheel, and it'll hold it up there. And then we take our axle and we run our axle through the right fork and all the way through to that little spacer on the other side that has the threads in it, so we can tighten our axle down. So once that's in, we're going to take our axle tool and a wrench and we're just going to start cranking it down. So once we have our axle in place, clean off any excess grease, and then let's put our calipers on. So always look to see that your caliper has good brake pads in it. You're paying $100 an hour. So we're going to jump over to the left side and we're going to go ahead and put this caliper on. Remember, check your brake pads. When you're changing out your tires, it's a good time to inspect your brake pads and replace your brake pads at the same time. That bike has 60,000 miles on it. Someone wrote it. I bought it new. Oh, you did? Once you got your calipers on, let's go ahead and put the ABS sensor back on. And now with the bike off the stand, let's go ahead and tighten down our cinch bolts. Once we get that snug, we're going to take our torque wrench and we're going to torque down our cinch bolt. With the we want to do the left cinch bolt first, and then we want to tighten down the axle and torque it. Now let's torque down our right cinch bolt. Now we're going to torque down our caliper bolts. Jump back over to the left side, and we're going to torque down the caliper bolts over here. Let's make sure that our ABS sensor bolt is tight. There is a torque spec on this one, but really it just needs to be snug. It's a small screw, just get it snug. It doesn't need to be 100 foot-pounds like you gorillas normally want to do. And with this done, finally, let's go up and let's grab a hold of the front brake lever, give it a few tugs. Last thing you want is to jump out of the garage and roll your bike down the highway and not have the brake set up. So thanks for watching.